Hello, and heed the warning. I'm the Scottish Lord, and today we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club, which I've been recommended to play. It is very different from anything I've played on the channel before, as anyone who watches the channel will know. But yeah, we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club today. I've played it before. Again, heed the warning at the beginning, please. But I've played this before, so I sort of know what to expect. But this is a great game. I hope that we all get into it. So let's start. Enter your name. Okay, so I wonder what name I should call myself. Scottish Lord? No. How about... I don't know, I need a good name. How about... I don't know... Jacob? Sounds like a nice name. Okay. Just Jacob. Okay. In fact, no. Alexander. I like the name Alexander a lot more. There we go. Oh god, this is the bit where I'm terrible at doing voices. Hey! Good god. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbour, and good friend since we were children. Note this is obviously American because neighbour's spelt wrong. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I always feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. I'm terrible at doing this voice, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Alexander. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or anything. Something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Alexander, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori really likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime. Wow, this is actually slightly reflective of me. Too reflective. Too true. Move on. I was talking about how worried that you won't learn... I was talking about how worried that you won't learn how to socialise or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What is a NEET? You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Well, at least promise me you'll try a little. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. I pack up my things and stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and then realise I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out. So here I am! Oh, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so... you know... Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she even had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show any interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please! Would you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. That's a very long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Too true, too true. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? A class of... I glance around. Girl 1. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Alexander, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. But sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is the one I don't recognise. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori or Natsuki. Natsuki? I'm going Natsuki here. Slam me down in the comments if I've got this wrong. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds as if you already know Monica, is that right? Yes, that's right. It's great to see you again, Alexander. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. And Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come, sit down, Alexander. We made room for you at the table, so you can come sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there's one more space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off of the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Yeah, cute. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just have him take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. I imagine he's got his mouth full. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe. But not for you know, you. Dummy. Alright. Don't worry about it. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. I do like a good cuppa. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Now I'm just going to apologise in advance for all these voices. As you may have not been able to tell, may or may not have, I am a male. And I cannot go that high. So this is going to be interesting. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Yeah, that's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading may not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I'm getting really distracted. Her eyes are really green. Honestly. Also, I wish my school had, like, uniforms like that. Actually smart. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. I'm trying to give her a really British accent, but it's not working. Well, make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Is that not what debating is? You wally. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. You know, that's a good moral for life. Take something you do enjoy and make something special out of it. It's a good moral to have. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika's a really great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! These voices will change. By the way, these are definitely going to change. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. So I don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Alexander, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader then, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Oh, she does look sad. Oh. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? You, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Their level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. I understand that one, actually. I connect a lot with Yuri, I think. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberate to take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. This rate, you may as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is usually very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? But what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. Give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No? Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Eh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write poems of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Alexander? Well, don't ask me. Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Oh my god. Natsuki looks like she is about to murder me. Monica looks like she's about to cry. Yuri just looks confused. And Sayori, well, she just looks concerned. But I'm sorry, I thought, Alexander, you all... I'm defenceless against these girls. Defenceless! There's been other mistakes in this. America. Spell right. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's all like this? That is, if writing poems is a price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the Literature Club. There. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Well, I was not prepared for that. I forgot about that. Swearing. I apologise for this. It is a quote. I would be super pissed. Okay? Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Ah, thanks I guess. Okay everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Alexander, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me, a bit like the darkness of my soul. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Alexander, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore, because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room. That should be depart from the club room, I think, and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. Don't know why I sound like Boris Johnson. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favourite club member will like. Something good might happen whoever likes your poem the most. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this bit. Oh, who do I want to go for? I think I want to go for Natsuki. I'm going to go for Puppy. Because that seems cute. Like her. Yeah, I thought so. Excitement. Oh, I got Sayori there. Anime. Now, she picked up about manga, I think. So, yeah, I think anime. Lollipop. Yep. Lipstick. Yep. Sparkle. Oh, Sayori again. Disown. Good grief, who wants Disown? Let's vary it up. Oh, so that's Yuri who likes Disown. Not gonna lie, bit odd. Awesome? I think that might be Sayori. Yeah. Candy! That's, yeah, thought so. Hair? No. Chio. Oh, that's also Sayori. Damn it. Kawaii! Yep, that's it. Kitty! Yep. Good. This is good. Party. Come on. 12? Yay! Doki Doki. Yep, that's okay. That's a bit meta there, Doki Doki. Strawberry. Yep, definitely. Pink. Yep. Cute. Come on, that's her to a T. Nibble. Nibble. Oh, I love the word nibble. And chocolate. Scottish chocolate. Hi again, Alexander. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. God, I have no friends. Thank you for keeping your promise, Alexander. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack? See, you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Oh, no, I didn't mean... Return. Natsuki suddenly finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Alexander always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work, without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is always so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little... Oh. Well, that was a bad voice for her. I might be a little jealous. Oh, come. You and Alexander could become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she's just put into. I don't get it. I'm oblivious. Does that make me stupid? Yeah, probably. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? But wait, Sayori? Eh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Oh, no, that's Yuri. What do I do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Oh, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is Whoa, Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is she's running around in the closet, rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. God, that was very masculine. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot! What's the point in keeping your collection organised if someone else is just going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across this shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Ah, sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on one side of the shelves. Curiously, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. Then she turns to a box of manga and slips a volume right in the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. So true. A box collection, and there's one book missing. Yeah, I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Alexander. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah, I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colourful attire striking animated feminine poses. Almost like the title of this game. The menu of this game. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against a wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signalling for me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. You can't read at the same time like that. Yeah, why's that? I guess it's easy to be close together like this. Ugh. Don't say it like that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. Get in there, son. Good grief, what have I turned into? I'm Scottish. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space, while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I've read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's just about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of that, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Oh, savage! So, what should I expect from this? Is it going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy to the ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen, that's really what makes it good. There are so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I never knew they used the word shove in America. God. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess. But is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well... Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just so happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's that impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? I actually quite like baking myself. Oh, hello. We read on for a few more minutes. She's staring into my soul. Also, note how you can't see your reflection in her eyes. No. I've just finished a couple of chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Oh, she's crying. Is that... I think that's a tear. Aww. Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They think manga's just for kids. Can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet. Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated to the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait. Which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Yeah, she's crying again. I just want to give her a hug. Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. You gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. Oh, that's so cute. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favourite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usually bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favourite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, I thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay everyone, I'm very British. Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on! Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Haha. Eh? Ugh! Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. God! Am I that bad? It's like a full 30cm ruler. I make that sound like it's a lot. It's really not. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Do you want to know what happens? Oh yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Eh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I don't usually plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just take that one home before tomorrow. So we can start on a new one. Just finish it before tomorrow. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. Capiche? By tomorrow? I've only got part way through the first volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. Oh. Interesting way to write. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Oh god, my handwriting's like a doctor. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh, who should I show my poem to first? I think Monica. I will honour the club reader. Well, she is the club reader and leader. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Alexander. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Alexander. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Alexander. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Haha. Really? Cute? Me? Cute? Who could have guessed that? I have actually had one person call me cute in the past. Proud moment. Oh jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something that Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. Good means I did the poem thing right. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Eh? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, enduring, or even sad, and sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. It might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it'd be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but they'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. If only she knew. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Or hole in wall. Hole in wall? So talking about an ATM? Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction of... Okay, I'm going to try and read this well. Let me put my glasses on. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction that the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realised now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. That's odd. So, what do you think? It's very free-form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. I need to apologise for that one. Sorry, Monica. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had a kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I don't know what an epiphany is. Hang on. Okay, Google. What is an epiphany? Oh. Google doesn't work. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Here's Monica breaking the fourth wall. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. Have you got that? God, that got aggressive. I don't know why. It wasn't written aggressively. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I want to go to Natsuki now. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Well, what's the point in sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel more comfortable to share yours. Like Monica said. Ugh. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poems if yours were really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, well, it's not that great, but let me show you something what real literature looks like. And if you went, and you went and ruined it, oh god, I'm sorry, I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You're so... You just don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, like. Ugh. Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. That's about it, really. Sorry, I added the really, but that's about it. I wonder. Because all these things, really, it makes us seem like humans, we think we're advanced. We can't fly. Monkeys can climb without any equipment. But we can't. Crickets can leap like 10 feet in the air. We can't. Horses can race. Well, we can race, but like we don't have 4 legs. Owls can seek. We don't have 20/20 vision. I think we can see the point here. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I've decided to write about it. Oh, so that's what it was meant to be about. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helped bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned some. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. Don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Ooh. Sayori. I'm saving my better voice till last. This is a good poem, Alexander. You sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I am. I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Alexander. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. Confidence boost. I'm not sure if Sayori gets the full picture of my motive here. I just want to date folk. Apparently. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel that you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Make me rub this sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess. But did you wait until this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean! I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really. Yeah. Especially that last time. I made eggs and toast. And I didn't burn down the house this time. Great. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yes. But next time I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I look forward to it. Well, I think it's Yuri. Ooh. She seems like the polar opposite to Natsuki, so this could be interesting. It's been a while since I last played her, actually. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. She does not look impressed. Oh. So, sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why'd you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. She seems really polite British. She's like me. Really apologetic. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we still haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. Really. Didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them. And getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? Oh. Well. Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Ah, she's cute. Which in itself is a bit funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calms. Breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Alexander. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, that that poets only express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. It's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. Guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Or do I want to go Natsuki? Or do I want to go Yuri? I think I want to go Natsuki. Guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. Oh, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange pieces of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Oh god, here we go. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles next. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? No, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. No, I'm missing out on a story here. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't turn out nice at all. But I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Alexander did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Alexander liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realise you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Well, maybe you're just jealous that Alexander appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Ooh, that? Full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Alexander started showing up. Oh, good grief. I forgot about that as well. Natsuki. Oh, is she crying? Please don't. That'll make me sad. I don't want to be sad. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Begone! I don't know how to do dual voices. I don't like the fighting, guys! Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Alexander! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true! She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making all your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to our Alexander. But wait, there's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. So it's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning most effectively. Avoiding them is not necessarily limiting yourself. It's also a waste. You understand that, right, Alexander? Well, How did I get dragged into this into the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's got to be... I'm going, hey, help me, Sayori. Oh, but I could go Natsuki. Can I say, I'm saving. See if this is bad. Yuri, you're really talented. Eh? Well, but Natsuki does have a point. I think that... I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the imagination of the reader take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was fine. Writing is a really personal thing. And sharing it can definitely be hard. Looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. Glance over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yes, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Ah. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. So you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologise for me, Alexander. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about... Natsuki glances around them. But everyone stop staring at me! Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it than she boasted. Sayori and Monica look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? Good grief. If I don't get... Well, see, if I was monetized, I'd probably get demonetized by this point. Oh my god, he said boobs. Good grief. That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're a naturally beautiful Yuri. Sayori. I'll go make some tea. Eh? I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Yuri. Not Yuri, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the good shoulder pats. Now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope it was worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Alexander. Oh, hello. She looks affectionate towards me. I wish I could, have a monarch of it. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all, not at all. There's still some time before we go home. So we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room. So maybe you can take the chance to pick up a book, or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. Eh? About what? That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun! Aha, of course. I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. In the end, though, Monica's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worthwhile so far. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun! Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Alexander, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll have learned something from your friends too, so your poems will turn out even better. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Alexander! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Hey, what do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can't see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Alexander, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in that club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone likes you too. That's... Every day's going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. And there, I think I'm going to save in slot 2. And because I've saved, let's head to the main menu. So that's been Doki Doki Literature Club. If you've enjoyed it, leave a comment, subscribe, like it, I don't know, do something on the channel. I appreciate the feedback. And I will be doing more of this, because I've started a story, so damn, I'm going to finish it. But if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you like most of my content, then make sure to subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave it down in the comments. But thank you for watching, you've been a wonderful viewer. Goodbye.